Hello everyone. Well, it's that time. It's canning season. We went and picked up 3 bushels of half runner beans from Man's Farms and a delicious looking watermelon and some peaches. Just a minute and I'll show you. So here's some of the green beans. And a watermelon. And we've also got a bag of delicious peaches, so I can get in it. Looking pretty. This looks so good. We've been getting our canning supplies like tomatoes and green beans and things that we enjoy like watermelons and peaches and strawberries and stuff from Man's Farms for several years now. So if you want to get into canning, I would recommend Man's Farms. They got wonderful product. But let's get some of these worked up. Alright everyone. I have gotten a bushel broke, so what you do next is you wash them after you break them just in plain cold water. I usually wash them through 3 times to make sure we get them good and clean. And then I have all my jars and rings and seals ready to go. Always check your jars for any chips or breaks, and your rings, and make sure they're not dented. If your rings are dented, it will cause your seals to fail. So make sure that you check your rings as well. There's no rust and stuff build up on it, so that you will get a good seal on your beans. But after we got our beans washed, we can then start packing the jars, and we'll just add the green beans to the jars, and then what I do is I'll pack it down. I'll push the beans down into the jar, and I'll get them good and packed in there so that you ain't wasting your space. You do want to leave a little headroom at the top though. But I will go ahead and get enough ready to get the canner started. So let me fill the rest of these jars and I'll be right back with you. Okay, as you can see, I've got all my quarts filled up. Typically you would get 21 quart for a bushel, and this time we got 25, so that's really good for a bushel of beans. But after you've got your jars filled, you go back and you add 1 teaspoon of non-iodine salt. You don't want to use salt with iodine in it. And you add the salt to the jars, and what you would do after you go through and add all the salt, you would get your water for your canner. You want the same temperature pressure canner as you do your jars. Whether you got boiling water in both or you got just lukewarm pink water, they need to match. So we'll get this hot and we'll add mine needs 2 quart of water in the canner. So we'll get this hot and get that one. So you just dump it down in the bottom of the canner, which is going to be used. And 1 more. Now those are Presto pressure canners. I just bought those at Walmart. There's okay, now that I got my 2 quart of water in the canner, I'll lay my jar off to the side, and then I'll take the jars that we're going to be putting in and use the same temperature And I always put the salt on top, and when I run the water down into the jar, it dispenses the salt all throughout the jar. Okay, now that you got your water in your jar, you'll take, make sure that when you buy your seals, that your seals is able to go through pressure, because some seals are not. They are good for water bath cannon, but not for pressure cannon. I use the ball seals, but you would put your seal in the ring on your jar. And then you would put it down into your canner. Mine will hold 7 quart, so we'll get the 7 quart filled into the canner, and then we'll be right back. Alright, I've got all the quarts in the canners, as you can see. I got this one ready for when one of these goes off, and I can put this one on. And that's what I got these racks over here for. I got one on the other counter. And then when the pressure canner is through, which you will pressure can them once they reach the temperature and start jiggling for 25 minutes, then you'll cut your burner off and remove your pot from the burner. These require here in this area 10 pound of pressure. So we've got our 2 quarts of water in the bottom, got the 7 quarts in each canner, and then these also has the close and open on them, and you'll line these up with the arrow on the handle and line it down. And you never want to open one of these until the pressure has completely released off of it. But we'll get these going, and we'll see you back when they're done. As your canners are heating up, they're built pressure, and there's this. Let me take this one off for you. They'll build up pressure, and this will pop up. And then once this pops up and stays up, your canner has started the process, and then it'll start jiggling once that pressure is where it needs to be. Once your jiggle begins, then you will need to regulate your temperature and to where it's got a slow, steady rock. It's not real fast or anything, or too slow, but a good steady, slow rock. And then you will set your timer for the 25 minutes. If you're new to canning, I wanted to show you what I meant by that piece being up. See, if you look at the top, this piece is up. This one will get to the right amount of pressure, and once it has obtained that, it will start to jiggle. Then after it jiggles for a bit, we will set the speed. If you can see this, we'll start spurting water. Don't worry, it will do that. Shouldn't be too far behind the other canner. And it is up. So now that one will soon be ready to start jiggling as well. Okay, this one is starting to rock. So this is what I mean, this is what you'll be wanting to look for. So as it starts building, we'll need to adjust the temperature on it and bring it down a little bit at a steady, slow rock. A little bit. I adjust mine slowly so it's not a big change or drop all at once. I've got mine on 4. It's about midway, so that's usually where I want to keep it. And see, you got a good slow, steady rock on there. That's what you want. And you might have to do more adjustment. You just got to listen and watch what your tanners are doing. So we'll go ahead and set our timer for 25 minutes. But I'll bring you back in 25 minutes. Okay everyone, the timer on this one has already gone off. And as you can see on the top of the canner, your pressure seal is still up. You do not want to open this canner until it has completely released and that there's no pressure on the canner. So as this cools, we will put the third canner I had ready onto the burner and we will start its process. This one is still yet going. It's still got a little bit of time left on it. So I'll see you back when we can empty these canners and show you what they look like coming out of the canners. Now that our thing has gone down, it's safe to open up the canner. So we'll go ahead and open this up and take out the beans. Water will drip from your lids at times, so always be careful and don't burn yourself or your toes. So we'll take these out and set them over here to cool down. But this is what your beans look like when they come out. Okay, we will finish getting these out and I'll bring you back when I get them all empty. Well everyone, those canners has come off and we have unloaded them. Canners come off and supper goes on the stove. Having us some fried pork chops and some fried potatoes and some box mac and cheese and store-bought corn. We've done went through our corn, so we will surely be putting it up soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you and God bless.